What is your Tyler back with episode 4 of these What Ifs for season 4. Yeah. As you know, this was a episode I was telling you about, like the last episode. So this Sunday, will be episode 5, which is the Becky Lynch episode. But tomorrow, on my secondary channel, to subscribe to there, review of Halloween Havoc 1998 to conclude the Halloween Havoc reviews. Where Goldberg wrestled Diamond Dallas Page on that show, which was awesome. And then that disastrous Hogan Warrior match. I know WCW didn't call him the Ultimate Warrior, but I'm just gonna refer to him as the Ultimate Warrior, okay? Here we go. Episode 4 of these. It's been a really interesting season 4, you know. The Bray Wyatt one is still the most viewed one. And that video, to me, was paying homage to Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda. There we go again! Matching his real name. Whatever. What the fuck ever, okay? I know. It sucks. It sucks for me to not get to see him in person. You know. But the guy was amazing, you know, with his character, you know. And yeah. But we're not gonna talk about Bray Wyatt, okay? I mean, with The Fiend and that was some of the best character work he did as The Fiend until, you know, Hell in Cell 2019. And that... Skip that. So anyways, let's talk about this. This is, to me, this year should have been Asuka's best year. Yes, she did win the Women's Championship, but that was a meaningless run. But here is my video on it being better, okay? Okay, let's talk about this, okay? Last episode was Charlotte Flair's 2019 being not leaving SmackDown in 2019. And here's, to me, her... What am I trying to say this word? To me, her bigger, like, opponent, to me at least. I know people are going to say Becky. I think she's number 2 to me. So, we're going to talk about from the Royal Rumble to SummerSlam this year. Should have been a fucking one-on-one match between those two. I'm still pissed off they didn't do that. But anyways, let's get on to this one. So we're going to start at the Royal Rumble, where in this case, Rhea Ripley does not win the Royal Rumble because instead of Liv Morgan entering number 2, I have Beth Phoenix come out as number 2 and they eliminate each other to begin the Rumble match. So, well, not right away. Like, probably, like, later in the match, perhaps. So what does that have to do with Asuka? Well, she comes out, she does come out with the new, brought back this old, like, what was that? What was her pre-WWE name? Kana? Yeah, that, like, evil clown character. In this scenario, Asuka wins the Royal Rumble. And instead of... And in the next... pay-per-views now are doing on Saturdays. Raw is on a Monday. So 2 days later, Asuka chose Charlotte as her WrestleMania champion to face at WrestleMania. And how will I do this? Well, She points to the Titantron to talk about what happened 5 years ago, and they do the match at WrestleMania 39. Yeah, WrestleMania 39. And I'm gonna make this a weird comparison, okay? The first time they fought with Charlotte and Asuka at WrestleMania 34, the first time they fought, is basically like Danny Phantom colliding with Vlad Plasmius. Yes, here's what I'm saying this right now. I know this is a weird comparison to an old Nickelodeon cartoon show to this, okay? To me, Charlotte is Danny Phantom. And Asuka to me is Vlad. And yes, that is a weird comparison, but it's called my opinions. Deal with it. So what does this mean for Bianca Belair? Spoiler, she's probably one of the worst champions ever. Because she's not ready. She still isn't ready. Well, remember that number one contenders elimination chamber match from Elimination Chamber from February? I instead do that elimination chamber match for the Raw Women's Championship. Instead of having the three, at the time, SmackDown wrestlers, like, who were in that SmackDown side of that elimination match for a shot for a Raw title? Which WWE is at least stopped doing it this time. Triple H. Who were in it? I know Liv Morgan was in it. I know Raquel was in it. Who was the third one? Oh, Natalia, because they were in Canada. Oh, God. It's been like, what was it? We're in October. February was, let me go backtrack. It's October, September, August, July, June, May, April, March. 9 months ago. Instead of that, Bianca puts the title on against Becky, Bayley. Who else was on the Raw side that had that elimination match except for Asuka because she's not in this matchup? Oh, Carmella, who her and Corey Graves are going to have a kid. Even though I don't care about those two anyways, wrestling-wise, but yeah. Yeah, who would be the sixth one that is not Asuka? Unless it wasn't seen till after the Rumble. I should put Rhea, yeah. And this is but in this case, Rhea does not get in the match because of what happened at Extreme Rules last year actually. We don't know that event for the return of Bray Wyatt. Here we go again, mentioning Bray Wyatt. Speaking of which, he's not going to get involved in the Bobby Lashley Brock Lesnar business, and we're not going to mention what's going to happen afterwards, but yeah. Whoosh, yeah. Instead, Beth Phoenix took her plate. I know it doesn't make sense, but roll with it. I don't have Bianca retain the Raw Women's Championship. I know it's been, what was it? The summer since they dropped the brand names for the titles. I don't have Bianca retain here because for WrestleMania 39, I conclude the singles feud between Becky Lynch and Bayley. Who should I win in this chamber match? Well, thanks to a little help from Damage Control, Bayley wins the Raw Women's Championship, and that will lead to Bayley versus Becky at WrestleMania. For the Raw Women's Championship, by the way. And also, I kept the rest of the stuff except for Brock Lesnar, oh my God, Brock Lesnar. Oh no, no, that. Oh God, no. Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley. Oh my God. No, no Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns again, please. Triple H is smart to not do that again. That never-ending feud. Or worse, not gonna stop the never-ending feud between Bianca and Damage Control. Oh my God. Let's get back to what I'm trying to say, okay? I still kept most of the matches for WrestleMania the same. Except for the 6-woman tag match. Okay? Because it's going to be Bayley versus Becky one-on-one for the Raw Women's Championship. So there's no Bianca for being in this situation. I still do the Hell in a Cell match at WrestleMania. I still will do Rey and Dominic. I'll still do Roman Cody. Even though I should put Cody over in this fantasy booking. I'll still do the Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for the tag team titles. Which city, please? Split them up. And I do Rhea versus Beth also from this show. Or I think of this. I'm going to do a mixed tag Hell in a Cell match between Rhea and Finn versus Edge and Beth Phoenix. Because remember that mixed tag match from Elimination Chamber? They could have just saved that for WrestleMania. But then again, Rhea won the Royal Rumble and we all know she's the shittiest women's champion. Do not be surprised by the end of the year. She's going to be on my worst Champion of the Year stream when I get back to it. I probably will do that for Survivor Series. Because it's been 1 year since I did a live review of Survivor Series, but let's get back to what I'm trying to say. Asuka versus Charlotte for the SmackDown Women's Championship. The WrestleMania 34 rematch. Even though in my last video, I did that for WrestleMania 35, but in this scenario, I don't have the tag team championship match be the main event of night 1. This, in my opinion, is the main event of night 1 of WrestleMania. And this is scenario, Asuka gets her 5-year redemption from WrestleMania 34. We'll get to this for SummerSlam. So, and by the draft, I still kept the draft picks will be a little bit different. Except for a few, like AJ Styles going to SmackDown. And McIntyre going to Raw. And except for this case, Bianca does not go to SmackDown. Who should I instead put on SmackDown? Not Becky Lynch, because her and Seth should still be together. And we're still going to keep Seth Rollins be the World Heavyweight Championship. Instead, Cody Rhodes go to SmackDown to keep the storyline between Roman and Cody. So Asuka still keeps her SmackDown Women's Championship from Backlash. And then we could do, by the way, I have her just squash Liv Morgan as Backlash. Okay. And I should produce Asuka to be a actual heel. So then, for the Night Champions Saudi show, I refuse to call that a pay-per-view. By the way, the actual Night Champions event was not good. Other than AJ Styles, Seth Rollins, and Trish and Becky, I guess, but the rest of that show was a typical Saudi Arabia event. However, Asuka will still do the name change for both the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championship. The only difference in this scenario, well, it's been only 15 minutes. It's so far been the longest what if since the first season. Regardless, I'll still kept doing, switch the name of the belts. So Becky's Raw Women's Championship we renamed to the Women's World Championship. Could have been a better fucking scenario. By the way, Becky Lynch did drop her NXT Women's Championship last night at NXT, which I didn't watch, but yeah. I kind of expect that. And if you're in this time of recording, she has to be Rhea Ripley come Survivor Series. But back to this. I'll still do, the title coronation. I'll still have Charlotte make her return from the match from WrestleMania, and then we set the road for SummerSlam. We're not going to do that match 3 weeks before another pay-per-view, Money in the Bank. But in this scenario, Damage Control does not get drafted to SmackDown. But who should win the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match? Well, I'll still cap it the same, but it's not going to be cashing on Bianca at SummerSlam, because let's not mention that. I will say that for my countdown for every WWE pay-per-view and Saudi show for this year. So, my SummerSlam card will be like this. Roman versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship. WWE Championship. I'll still do Seth Rollins and Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship. Could be candidate for Match of the Year for Best Match for 2023. I do Becky putting the Women's World Championship on the line against Trish, because this was around the time they were feuding together. Or I'll do the match. We'll save Becky for the next episode, Sunday. Or this, AJ Styles versus Karrion Kross. Why wasn't that match on SummerSlam, but Logan fucking Paul gets a match at SummerSlam? Fuck Logan Paul. Moving on. Or I do Becky versus Bianca in the rubber match of SummerSlam. Yeah. And then do Charlotte versus Asuka for the Women's Championship. Now, Asuka won the Dominant Championship here in this recording video. This is where Asuka loses the championship to Charlotte. There's going to be no triple threat match. There's going to be no stupid cash-ins. And no Bianca Belair. And this is where the video will... This is how I'm going to end this. Charlotte wins her 15th Women's Championship. Here we go again. People are going to bitch about me praising fucking Charlotte. Here's a double bird. This is colorful language. I'm going to do women's matches on my action figure matches. And don't be surprised I put Charlotte on there, because here's the colorful language for you. A family-friendly way of saying the middle finger. Whatever I was trying to say. That's how this video is going to end. Jeez, this video has been long. But anyways, tomorrow I'll do my Halloween Havoc 1998 review on my secondary channel. To conclude the Halloween Havoc reviews on my secondary channel. But we're not done with Halloween reviews, because I have the last few Hotel Transylvania reviews. For this further seclusion, I don't have the fourth one. I'll probably will save that for next year's Halloween. Who knows? Like this, comment, and subscribe to this channel and my secondary channel. And there. Bye-bye.